Great. Welcome to one more day with District 105 on this beautiful day on a Saturday morning with great sunshine outside. We welcome all of you on behalf of District 105 for the judges training. I think this deserves a round of applause for all of us who made sure that we could have done so many other things during this day, but we all decided to come and share and learn this beautiful journey in Toastmasters of how to judge and learn from our experts today of how and what are the key things that we can take away today. It reminds me of a wonderful quote. Ours is the only organization I know is dedicated to individuals who work together to bring out the best in each of us. And then we apply these skills to help each other, by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. And what a wonderful quote today, because we are here to improve ourselves by our great speakers today. Let's go through the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Now, in order to make this day a bit of fun and learning, let's follow and agree to some ground rules, right? So try and avoid talking about sex, religion, politics. These are taboo subjects we all know, restricted by TMI. Make sure that you are all checked in. I think most people are still joining. Let's give them a chance to join in. For all those who are already joined in, make sure your phones are silent and your videos are on. So the whole training today, we need everybody to stay with your videos on. Can I see everybody's video? That smiling face of your, come on everyone, try to put your videos on. We want to make sure we see each other. We can see each other smile and, let's see who has the best smile. Come on. Everybody's videos on. Make sure your mics are off, but your videos are surely on. Come on, come on. Don't be shy. Let's see who you are behind that name. And a big smile, everyone. Good. Some videos are still off. Come on, everyone. We've got more than 400 participants coming in, I think. Okay, great. We know your coffee is very important. Make sure your coffee is already, you've got your coffee besides your phone, besides your mobile, besides your laptop, whichever way you're dialing in today. If you're joining in late, make sure you join in with silent, make sure your phones are silent. If you join in, if you get dropped off and you rejoin, make sure your phones are in silent. Make a lot of notes today. Keep a book and pen next to you. Make sure you write a lot of notes. There will be so much insights given by our speakers today. We agree? Hit a yes. Come on, let's see if you can hit a yes quickly on your chat. Make sure you've got a paper and a pen to make wonderful notes today. Great. We have got some naming convention. I would like the Zoom master to kindly show the naming convention. Wonderful, good responses. Everybody make sure your videos are on. It's an interactive session. We want you to interact today a lot. Yeah, if you're a contestant, table topic contestant, okay, good. Just make sure your naming convention there. If you're a participant, make sure you write your area, club, and your name. Good. If you're a judging facilitator, JF, and your name. Next. Yeah, if you're an international contestant, international, your number, speaking order, and your name. If you're an evaluator, speech contestant, evaluation, your number, speaking order, and your name. Okay, good. Next. And your humorous speaker, contestant, humor, number, and your name. Next. Table topic. Yeah. Next. Can you keep the slide on the participants once again? Just that participants, because most of them are participants. So try and write your area. Zoom master. On the participant, yeah. Just go back a bit. Yeah, so write your area, your club, and your name, everyone. Okay, Zoom master, thank you. Wonderful. Well, I have a great privilege to introduce the person who's coming next. I call her the Iron Lady of our District 105. She is humorous. She's our leader in the PQD team that leads us right in the front, besides us, holding us all, pushing us all to perform better than who we were yesterday. She's been District 105 CGD in 2021-22, and she's been a past director of District Division F. In her profession, she's actually an IT specialist, a trainer and auditor by profession. Let's all welcome our PQD today. Give a round of applause to welcome DTM Deepa Surendran.
Thank you, Toastmaster Inesio, our vibrant member of the program quality team. Thank you very much for cheering us up all. And now our dearest District Director, DTM Rania, and all the district leadership team members, our IPDD, Distinguished Toastmaster, Gurvinder Pun, and all the past district directors, DTM Nelson, DTM Balaji, and all others, all the senior leaders, our guides, our mentors, division directors, past division directors, area directors, past area directors, and today's trainers, judges, facilitators, and attendees, the learners over here. We all know the importance of learning, getting trained, and that's why we are a member of the Toastmasters International, this organization. Thank you very much for joining in today. And let me wish you a very happy morning. Now, we know the importance of learning, but prior to start learning, we have an important matter to be managed over here. And this is pertaining to our last term. And who is the best person to do that particular honor of last term, year 21-22? None other than our immediate past district director, Distinguished Toastmaster Gurvinder Pun, our own Paji. And this person is an HR director, regional level, and a passionate coach, and our own elder brother who loves us even if we don't love him. Let's put our hands together. Welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Gurvinder Pun, our own Paji, to do this honor. Over to you, Paji.
Thank you, DTM Deepa Surendran, Program Quality Director, leaders in the House, district officers, past district officers, members of District 105. What a pleasant morning this is to sit together and do a learning session once again, to revise, to refresh ourselves, to get ready for the contest season ahead. But as DTM Deepa said, there is a management of the past year's issue which we have to resolve today. It is a pretty proud privilege for me to do that as past district director. Every year, leaders from all over the district take up responsibilities to manage clubs, areas, divisions, districts. Each one of them is a volunteer servant leader. Everybody puts in his best efforts, everybody learns in the process, and everybody grows in the process. But as the legacy of Toastmasters, every year we recognize the two leaders who I would say are first among equals. They are the people who have shown the light of leadership, who have accomplished and who have been noticed as to be the people who made a difference significantly. So, fellow Toastmasters, let me announce two awards of the year 2021-22. Allow me to share my screen. I think I have the rights to do that. Our Area Director of the year 2021-22 is Madam Toastmaster Divya Rajan. Divya Rajan was area director for the Area 48 in the year 2021-22. Her accomplishments in the area of being a distinguished area, memberships, education sessions, club extension, public relations have been outstanding. And the district committee has deliberated and given this privilege of announcing this award to me. So can I know if Divya Rajan is in the room? Can we unmute her, Divya?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Divya. Congratulations. Congratulations. Would you like to say something on getting this award?
Thank you so much, Paji. Thank you so much for this honor. Indeed, I'm humbled and grateful to receive this award. Thank you for putting a smile on my face this morning to the entire District 105 team. I have to really, truly appreciate the confidence and support the Toastmasters fraternity has showered on me and every single leader who has helped me through my area director journey. There is a saying which says, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. A few names to mention in my journey is definitely my division director, DTM Sharon, DTM Deepa, and a lot of senior Toastmasters, entire team of Area 48, my Division L team, all my club members, my home club, TGIS, and everybody, whomever I have connected in my Toastmasters journey. Thank you for consistently allowing me to perform my best. Thank you again for this honor.
Thank you, Divya, for your outstanding leadership, your contribution to Toastmasters International last year as area director. And as Divya already mentioned the name, that she was led by two superwomen in this exercise, in this leadership journey for her. Let me now take the privilege to announce the division director for the year 2021-22 award, which goes to Madam Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Sharon Kuruvilla. Wonderful leadership demonstrated despite living in a virtual world, despite all the turbulences. Sharon performed the leadership role to perfection, leading so many of us, inspiring us, guiding us, and in consideration, please accept our humble award, DTM Sharon Kuruvilla. Would you like to please share a few words?
Thank you, DTM Gurvinder. I hope I'm audible. It's
Yes.
indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be amongst you all today. And it's, as Divya said, it's really put us happy face on all of us. Actually, Division L as a team, we are really happy today because it was not just one person's, but it was a team effort. I had wonderful team and four what do I call vivacious area directors: Toastmaster Divya, Toastmaster Aparna, Toastmaster Saji, and Toastmaster DTM Rajesh Menon. So altogether, we and my wonderful team, it couldn't have been possible without each and every one of the presidents, all the club members. And we had fun and a lot of learning. And we really enjoyed that journey, or that 12-month journey. There was not a single moment of dullness. And we really thank the district trio, DTM Gurbinder, DTM Rania, and DTM Deepa, and DTM Jamil, from the bottom of our hearts for all the support and cooperation that you have given us. And I want to name a lot of people who have helped us, but it will go on and on and on. But thank you so much. We are really honored. And Division L rocks. Thank you so much. Back to you, DTM Gurvinder.
Thank you, DTM Sharon. And your awards will be delivered to you in person by me. So Division L, please arrange for a nice event. I will come over from Muscat to Dubai and celebrate an evening with you and felicitate you in person. With that, thank you very much, Program Quality Director, DTM Deepa Surendran. Back to you to continue the beautiful event planned for the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paji. Thank you very much. And that is indeed an honor that we are getting this award from our past district director during our judges training. And congratulations, Distinguished Toastmaster Sharon and our past area director, Toastmaster Divya. We are looking forward to you for better performances and better leadership. All the very best. Thank you very much. Now, moving on, judging. Very important aspect in our life, right? It's not only for a contest, especially for Toastmasters contest, but judging helps us to improve our lives. And training, as I already mentioned, getting trained in one of the important life skill is very much important to improve the standard of our lives. We all know if an educated person or a trained person is there in our house, how the standard of life improves. Same is the case with getting trained. Having people who are trained in different aspects is present in our clubs. The standard, the quality of the club improves. So we all are here to get trained in a very important aspect of our life for the contest, for our future, betterment of our future as well. And to take this event forward, we have two beautiful souls over here, the pillars of the program quality team, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil and Toastmaster DV. Initially, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil will be taking over, and let's put our hands together to welcome this handsome, brilliant, young gentleman, past Division J Director and the Assistant Program Quality Director, who is steering all of us through this judging training today. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil.
Thank you, PQD DTM Deepa. Good morning, everyone. District Director DTM Rania, PQD DTM Deepa and DTM Shakil, leaders and members of the House. On behalf of PQD team, welcome you all once again to the Judges Training. We at PQD team believe judging is a cognitive process of achieving a result or at a decision. Speech contests are very important in the curriculum of Toastmaster educational program. And for that, judging is a paramount process. What we do as judges, we'll be picking the winners, winner or the best speaker, best table topic speaker, or the evaluator. To ensure that this judging process is fair and consistent around the Toastmasters International District 105, we are planning to have this session in such a way that all of us, the judges, are all the judges are trained. So the results will be that we will have a fair and consistent judging. Now, this will be a refresher course for judges who have attended the judges courses in the past, and something new, a new knowledge for those who are stepping into the judging role. So welcome you all to the world of judging. Today, okay, what are the fundamentals of judging in Toastmasters? Who can be a judge? Who can, at a club contest, it's just a paid member. At a club contest, you just need to be a paid member. At an area, division, or a district contest, a paid member for a minimum of 6 months. I completed a minimum of 6 speeches in the past, one that is a legacy competent communication manual, or at least level 1 and level 2 of any path of Toastmasters Pathways learning experience. So as judges, we need to uphold the core values of Toastmasters, the RISE, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Now moving forward, what are the obligations as a judge? One is the contestants. As a judge, we need to be fair. we need to be, I mean, it should be a fair contest. There'll be no bias. We have an obligation as a judges, we have an obligation towards the contestants. As Toastmasters International, we do have an obligation to Toastmasters International because we always reach out for excellence. When we perform a judge, we need to excel in that role. Moving forward, the audience, as an audience, they would like to see a contest which is entertaining and at the same time with the unbiased judging, so that at the end of the day, the audience feel that, yes, we have the right winner. And then ourselves, why are we in Toastmasters? To be a better ourselves, isn't it? So next time when we judge, each time when we judge, I think we need to be better, so that today's training session will be a stepping stone towards that. Now, what are the characteristics of a judge? Should be accurate, fair, trustworthy, knowledgeable, and good listeners. I think these are fairly self-explanatory. Now, moving forward, what is in store for us today? Our session there'll be around 3 sections. First up, we have master trainers who will be joining us and giving us that bit of knowledge. There'll be, I would rather put it this way, the nuances of judging. They'll be deliberating on the ballot sheets, how a judging process is done. I think we will be all privileged to listen to them. Next up, we will have a mock contest. And all the participants, the judges, you will be able to judge these participants. These are really profound speakers. We'll be sharing the Excel sheets during the course of this meeting, so you can download them and use it as your ballot. Please ensure that you don't have to share it, but keep it handy so that in the latter part of the meeting, you will be required to, as we have a discussion on the judging process. Then we will have a break around 12 and we'll be reconvening around 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, you will be ushered into breakout rooms. There will be a judging facilitator who will be helping you understand a bit further, and there will be an open discussion about the judging process. But we keep the best for the last. At 3 p.m., we will be getting you all back to the main room, and there will be an open discussion wherein our main trainers will be joining us, and there will be a Q&A session. What about questions or queries which were not or we could not attend in the first session? Definitely, this will be addressed in the last hour. So around 3 o'clock, we expect. Let us all be good Toastmasters and be prompt so that we will be able to wind up by 3 p.m. and you will have a wonderful evenings to enjoy. Now, further, the district PQD team will be sharing the attendees list. We are not saying that these are the judges who will be judging henceforth. No, these are the judges who have been refreshed in the latest rules. So in case of you have a club, area contest, etc., you can reach out to them. Last but not the least, the PQD team under the leadership of DTM Deepa and DTM Jamil Shapil are always there to support you. If you have anything regarding the quality or education, we are there to support you. Just reach out. Happy Toastmastering, happy judging. Back to you, DTM Deepa.
I thought you are introducing Toastmaster Balaji.
Okay, I'll fine. Then I'll stop sharing and then I'll get back. Okay, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are we ready for the show? Can I have a yes? Thumbs up. Yes. Now, we have, as I said, first up, we have the master trainers. all the master trainers are in the house. And the first up will be the international contest. Training on the judging on international speech contest. To take this, we have Toastmaster, multiple DTMs, past district director of 105, who achieved the Smedley district status. He has been a Toastmaster since 1998. Probably some of you were not born at the time. I promise this, that this gentleman will persuade you to listen to every sentence, every word he speaks. He is the COA of a multinational company in Jablali. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for DTM Balaji Nagabhushan. Over to you.
Thank you, Sujil. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. It's fabulous to see 350 plus people logging in for a training session on a weekend, and that too with your personal times being put in across. It's wonderful to address all of you. And Deepa has given me exactly 13 minutes to speak on the international speech category. But I believe that the introduction which I'm going to speak now for 1 minute is not included in the 13 minutes. So let me just say good morning to all the district people here. IPDD Paji with the chai, namaskar. District Director Rania, Program Quality Directors Deepa, Jamil, CGD Club Growth Director Shamima, and where is my friend? Where did he go? I hope he's available here. Yeah, I saw him in Abu Dhabi. I saw him quite a few places, and now in the screen, I'm not able to locate him. Apart from that, all the division directors, the area directors of the present, the club presidents and club excom of present, and of course, all those people who have led your club, your area, your division and district till now, and not to forget all the members who have not yet stepped to the leadership position. This is a fantastic opportunity for you to network, to speak to people, and to make sure you learn while you are listening to the great people who speak on the dash today, especially the experienced judges who are coming up and giving you those tidbits of their 20 to 30 years Toastmasters experience. Let me start off where Sujil actually left. I'm here to speak to you about the international speech contest. And Sujil actually took 3 or 4 slides, and I'm having the same presentation. So it's very nice to speak to you on that. Is my screen visible? Yeah.
Yes,
sir.
Good. Is my voice clear now?
Yes.
So this is where Sujit left you, right? Accurate, fair, trustworthy, and knowledgeable. So let me move on to the next one. After being good listeners, I want to speak about the barriers to judging. And why do we speak about barriers to judging? Because we have our own objectivities. We are human beings. We have our own thoughts in the process when we are asked to do something. We do follow the guidelines. We do make sure that we read the rules of the contest. But then when a paper and pen is in hand, and when we are given a range to select the people, that is when you have some barriers. And what are those barriers? The first barrier is, what happened? Yeah, the speaker position. This is something which I speak about every time. Some people get the #1 position, and at the end of the contest, they come back and say, I wish I never got the speaker 1 position, because whenever I'm speaker 1, I never happen to win. So this is something which is a barrier. So don't put that thing into your mind. Judge the contest the way the speaker speaks for 7 minutes. Champion of the underdog. That means you have people who are clapping for the speaker right from beginning to ending, and then you get carried away by the noise which the audience makes. So please don't take that into consideration while you're a judge. The halo effect, because you love some speaker, you have seen them speaking in club meetings, you know that they are the champions in clubs, and you have learned that they are the best in their language. So that halo effect remains in you. It may be positive, it may be negative about somebody. So take that out because you're judging the 7-minute speech. So take out all the feelings which you have of those halo effects in your mind. Reverse halo effect. Sometimes this is the negative part. While you have a halo effect that this person is great, this person is good, there are some places where you don't have any feelings for anybody, so you don't even listen. So that's not right too. You need to listen to the 7-minute speech in full. Second time around, the same speech, the same person comes up and you're listening to the speech the second time around and your mind starts drooling away. I've heard this somewhere. I think it's the same speaker who spoke in the last contest. So I should basically remember what they did last time, and based on that, I'm going to score this time. No, even if it's the second time around, you need to listen to it as if it's a new speech, not the norm, because this is something which used to happen in the past. Every speaker who used to come on stage used to have a story about their family. Somebody in their family used to pass away, and somebody used to come up the hard angle and come up in life. And that was the story. We used to experience this in many of the contests. Now, you might think somebody who comes on the stage and doesn't speak about it is not the norm, and therefore I'm going to rate them down. No, you still go by the judge's sheet because you have a parameter which is assigned to you. Even if it's not the norm, if it fits the contest rules and guidelines and the parameters there, you need to judge them according to their content. Prejudices and personal preferences, let go of this when you're a judge. The pencil and paper given to you is a right which is given by Toastmasters International. You are here as a responsible person to select the best person in your particular contest. So make sure that you let go of all these personal preferences. Know the rules. This I've always stressed. Every person who speaks today will speak to you about this. Know the rules. That means even before you assign yourself as a judge, make sure that you get the rule book in hand, understand the rules, and prevent misconceptions. And more importantly, do not try to decipher what is written over there. You're not the interpreter. You read the rules, you understand the rules, and you go ahead and judge the contest. So let's go to the international speech contest very straight. This is the guideline which is given. This is not something which is written on stone. So please, for all the audience here, this is a guidance tool for you to judge a contest. There are many of senior Toastmasters who actually listen to a speech and they have only 3 parts of the speech in their mind. That's fine. And I will show you what those 3 parts are. But I would always say use this as your tool. Use this as your tool, mark the speakers according to this parameter, and then give your results as 1, 2, 3. Do not forget, Sujil and others will keep on telling you today, the signature of the judge and the name of the judge, both are very important at the bottom. The bottom portion where you have a dotted line is the one which goes to the chief judge. If you don't sign and if you don't write your name over there, your vote will be invalid and you're actually doing injustice to the contestants over on the stage. So as soon as you start judging, make sure that you fill up your name and put your signature there. Keep it ready to give the winners. So what are the attributes? Most important you need to do is, while listening to the contest, if possible, take notes on a handy paper or on your mobile or somewhere. Listen, take notes. Use the suggested points in the sheet. Do not bring any outside influence into the sheet. Use other point values because you have a range. Sometimes 2 speakers might be very, very good, but you have a range over there. Your mind should start telling you out of the 2 very good people, who are the people who can score a 1 or 2 marks more than the other one. So that range has to be used. Give me a minute, please. Hold on. I'll just get the battery on.
DTM Sujil, maybe we can start with the next trainer. I think DTM
No,
Balaji is.
I was trying to reach Balaji now.
I
If we have
think
any
his
technical-
battery is
I'm
down.
okay.
His laptop battery is. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm on. Sorry, guys.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry for that. Okay, so getting back to where we stopped, is this clear now, Deepa?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So use the point values where I left you off, and then pluses and minuses. This is something you need to remember. You can in your sheet jot down as to what, where, and what you need to give additional to the speaker, and that helps you jot down in your judge's sheet. So what are the most important attributes? Content, delivery, language. These are the three important parts. So I told you about senior judges. They don't look at the individual attributes, but they look at 50, 30, and 20. And based on that, they give the results. But these are very experienced judges. So I will not ask you to adopt their methodology. I would say still go through the attributes which is there on the sheet and mark your things. Let's get to the development effectiveness part of it, which is a part of the content. Now, if you look at it, the structure, the organization, and the support material gets maximum marks. That means anybody who comes on stage should have an opening, a body, and a conclusion, a message to deliver. The effectiveness or the achievement of the purpose is important. What is it that they're trying to tell? And how did they actually narrate it? Were they good in doing that? And if in case they have done it very well, then you have the range over here. You have from fair till excellent. So you can mark anything. Even if you give 20 to a person, it's up to you. If you want to give 0 to a person, it's up to you. It's your sheet. Remember, all we want as chief judges or anybody who is a chief judge is the first, second, and third position in your sheet, unless you're a tiebreaker judge. If you're a tiebreaker judge, you need to name all the positions from the first till the last speaker. So remember this, that the speech value becomes very important, the structure is very important, and the achievement of the purpose, which is the interest and reception of the audience, which is important. Moving on, what do you do in delivery? The physical, the voice, and the manner of delivery. Now you have hybrid contests, you have physical as well as virtual speakers. How do you decipher this? Now, in a physical contest, you actually can see people moving around using their gestures. Their voice is very, very clear. Their mannerism is very positive. All that you can see physically. How do you decipher this in an online contest? In an online contest, the voice has to be clear. Its clarity and the modulation which they do it. The manner is shown because their enthusiasm comes into picture and the way they deliver is clear. It's the physical part of it which you need to actually take a little strain in identifying. In an online contest, many a times we tell speakers to stand in position so that the physical movements can be seen. So that is where the contest committee comes into picture. And the moment they organize that, you can also see the physical, the body language, and the speaking area being used. The language, the last part of it, is the appropriateness and the correctness. Now, many a times, speakers, when they come in on stage and speak, the moment you hear good language, you're prone to put them at 7 to 9 because they are quite good in that. Listen to them in full. It is not just the correctness of the grammar or the word selection. It is the appropriateness to the audience, the purpose of the speech, and the appropriateness to the audience over there. You can't have children in the audience and you speak about an adult topic over there, which is not appropriate. So I'm just talking to you as an example. So you need to see for the audience who are available over there, was the speech appropriate and was the language, the word selection good? Many a times people use words which you don't understand. They use high-flown language, but you need to try and decipher whether this fits into the speech. And that's where your pronunciation, word selection, and grammar comes into picture. So these are the three attributes which are very important. The strongest principle of growth lies in the human choice. Eventually, it's your choice of the winners. So you need to judge, and I cannot come and tell you, listen, I felt that this person was the winner, but you did not. So please change it. It's not my responsibility, it's yours. You are judging, you are looking at it, you are listening to it, and eventually you are marking it. So remember, you are actually deciding on a person's winning or losing capabilities. So be careful while marking over there in the sheet and giving the winners. Okay. We have a question answer session later, I think. And when we come back there, please keep your questions ready. And hopefully, Deepa, I also should be there. Let's see. And if you have any questions on international speech, and if you find that I'm not there because I'm busy all through the day today, send those questions to me and I will answer. I will not hesitate to give you the knowledge which I have. And now I can see Paji very clearly. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be with all of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, DTM Balaji, for your profound words. Thank you very much. Moving on, next up, we have the evaluation contest. Okay, for that, we have a special dignitary. Our founder, Ralph Smedley, said, "We learn best in the moments of enjoyment." And this DTM has taken it to the T. He's an international coach and immediate past district director of District 105. We fondly call him as Paji. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome DTM Gurbinder Pun.
You're on mute.
Thank you very much, Deepa, for allowing me to speak now. Is my slides visible?
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Right. So once again, good morning, District 105 members, enthusiastic learners. The session I am taking with you is about the evaluation contest. In the evaluation contest, things are different from the other contests because you are all evaluating one speech given by one test speaker. Where do we go to if we don't know the answers? Contest rule book. Please remember there is only one contest rule book, which is issued by Toastmasters International every year. If the answer does not lie in the contest rule book, then please write to contests@Toastmasters International and ask for your answers. Most of us, because we have been in Toastmasters for so long, we have created our own rule books, which are not the authentic rule books. Please listen to the rule book, read it carefully word by word. For each contest, you will get clarity there. Some of the things are open to interpretations, and there you can reach out to the PQD team and ask for their opinions. So what does an evaluation contest look like? Just to refresh our memories, although we've all participated in those many times before, a contest is a 5 to 7 minute test speech delivered by a speaker. And at the conclusion of the test speech, all the contestants leave the room. If it's a virtual contest, then they leave the virtual room and they go to a breakout room. They get 5-minute time to prepare their evaluation using the evaluation contestants note sheet. They can write down their evaluation. They can also use the written down notes during their speech. The speech of the contestant is 2 to 3 minutes. It's a very short speech, and thus it is important that we observe and listen very, very carefully, because in a 180-second speech, we have to give 100 marks to the contestants. Let's look at the judging part of the contest now. As judges, we will be using the evaluation contest judging ballot, which looks like this. This judging ballot contains judging items, which are 4 in number. We will discuss each one of them in little detail in the next few slides. They are analytical quality, recommendations, technique, and summation. You will find these definitions printed on the back side of the ballot paper. So you have a ballot paper, and on the back of the ballot paper, you will find all the definitions printed there. One recommendation I have for all of you is, you may be judging for 10 years, 15 years, but please, before the beginning of any contest, please go through these judging criteria once again. Just read them. It takes 30 seconds to refresh yourself. As DTM Balaji rightly said, we should not be biased, and we should be very careful that we are judging the speech on the judging criteria and not on any other parameters. Let's go over these judging criteria one by one. The first judging criteria, which is the analytical quality, the maximum marks are 40. The first thing that I usually do when I'm judging an evaluation contest is that I make very stringent notes, because out of 100 marks, 40 marks are devoted to this one parameter, which means almost 40% of the time or 50% of the time will go in looking at how has the evaluator analyzed the speech. The keywords are highlighted here in yellow. In this part, we expect the contestant to analyze. Analyze what? Analyze the strengths of the speech and analyze the weaknesses of the speech. The two key words that I always emphasize on this part of the judging ballot is, the comments should be clear and logical, and they should be specific, very specific. What do you mean by specific? Well, the specific is the opposite of generic. A generic comment can be, you should do more work on your vocal variety. That's a generic comment. Your specific comment can be, you should work on your volume. When you end the sentence, towards the end, I found that your voice was dipping. So that's a very specific comment. So we are expecting our contestants to be specific, to be clear, and to be logical as to why they should do this. Why is it required for them to say that this is a weakness in your speech? I liked your storyline. What did you like about the storyline? Oh, I liked the message. The message was one which a student can relate to. Now you're being specific. So remember these keywords. We are analyzing the strengths and weaknesses. We are being clear and logical, and we are being specific. Moving on to the next judging item is the recommendations. Recommendations are again for improvement. Recommendations are not just my viewpoint. I think you should have done this. But why? So the recommendation is again practical. The recommendation is again specific, and it enables the speaker to improve his or her next presentation. If the recommendation is again generic, you should work more on your body language. It's not a specific recommendation. If the recommendation is again not positive, you should not do it. It's not a positive recommendation. So these are the key words in the recommendation area. The maximum mark are 30. So between the analytical quality and the recommendation, 70% of the marks get distributed. So please pay very, very specific attention when you are judging in this. There are a lot of myths connected to recommendations. There should be 3 recommendations, 5 recommendations, 1 recommendation. I would say the same thing again. Please refer to the rule book. The rule book does not say you give excellent if the recommendations are more, or you give low if the recommendations are less. It's your choice as a judge. Do you find the recommendation, whether 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, to be practical, to be helpful and positive? If you find them that way, then you score higher. If you don't find them specific or helpful, then you have a choice to mark them on the lower side. The third key element in a judging of evaluation contest is the technique. Technique is 15 marks at a maximum, and technique refers to the manner. It's a manner of speaking, which means we always say in Toastmasters, we evaluate to motivate. Here also, the way the comments and the recommendations are presented, they should be sensitive to the needs of the speaker. Sometimes they are abrasive, sometimes they are inappropriate, sometimes they are harsh. No, they have to be inspiring and encouraging. The technique that is recommended in Toastmasters of giving evaluation feedbacks is motivational, is inspiring, so that the speaker gets the areas of improvement and it gets encouraged to improve his or her future speaking efforts. The last contribution in the judges item list is the summation, the summary. Please remember the key words are conclusion. The summary comes at the end. It is how the evaluator concludes the evaluation. The conclusion should be brief. It should be a brief summation of what the evaluator has already said before and not something new. It should be positive and encouraging, because at the end you are leaving the speaker with the enthusiasm, with the energy, with the motivation to do well. So again, just to quickly go over these 4 elements of the ballot are analytical quality, recommendation, technique, and summation. Like Balaji mentioned, there are various different techniques of how you should score, and I'm not going to go into that at this point. But the first thing you have to see is, as you are listening to the speech, is the analytical quality excellent or is it very good? If you can do that broad level analysis, then you have an ease of scoring the person at 26. Again, when it comes to recommendation, do a mental. Are the recommendations very good or the recommendations just good? And then you have the bandwidth of scores between 11 to 13, 13 to 21, 0 to 12 to do your scoring. Let me give you one quick advice here. Sometimes we end up in depending overly on things that are not having high score. Oh, he did not do the summary well, so I'm going to pull him down on everything. Please remember, summation has got only 15 marks. Oh, he did good recommendation, his analysis was good, but his technique was not good, so I will not give him high marks. You can only score out of 15 for technique and not 100. So let's have a great time learning today, experimenting with the ballots. At the end of the ballot, the judging contest, please detach the bottom portion of your ballot paper, write the name of the first place winner, second place winner, third place winner. Please do not write the marks that you have given, just the name, and sign the ballot paper, write your name clearly and hand over to the ballot counter collector. With that, I conclude my presentation and I'll be available at the end of the day today to answer your questions or any further things. Back to you, distinguished Toastmaster Sujil.
Thank you, Paji, for your wonderful words of wisdom. Hopefully, our judges would have taken note of many of those points. Moving forward, next, we have the table topics section. Table topics is really a serious business. I would say it's a double-edged sword. But our trainer makes it so simple. It's like a hot knife cutting through the butter. He's the backbone of Division D, the past division director, a Toastmaster with many, many years of experience, a champion speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Welcome, DTM Rajendra Verma. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Sujil, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, all of you. Let me share the screen and see if I can get the PowerPoint slide going too. Thank you very much again for bearing with me. Yeah. Timer, I can't see you, so please give me a timing at 12, 14, and 15 minutes. I would be grateful. Thank you. Okay, now table topics. What is it that we talk of when we talk of table topics? As our introducer, Sujil introduced me, he said table topics is a serious business. And most of the people have butterflies in their stomachs when they are called for table topics. But we are not going to talk of table topics here. What we are going to talk of is how you judge in a table topic contest. Thank you, Balaji Bhushan. Thank you, Gurvinder Ji, for sharing so many other points regarding the judging ballots criteria, which equally apply to table topics also. So let me straight away go into the ballot paper of table topics, focus on that and spend more time on it so that you get better inputs. This is the judging ballot, as you all must have seen. It has contents, delivery, and language. Let me show it to you in a more better manner. So this is the content that you have, as you can see, and the marks that are allocated to each one of them. And the crux of judging lies in how you understand each one of these criteria. And that is the reason I'm going to spend maximum time on that. Let's go to the first one, content. Now, content is the most important because, as you can see, 55% of the total marks is allocated to contents. Contents basically has got two subheads. One is the speech development, which has got 30%. And the second one is speech effectiveness, which has 25%. Let us go one by one. Under speech development, what is it that you keep in mind when you score these 30 marks out of 100? First, the way speaker puts the idea together. Whatever the speaker speaks, he needs to first organize his ideas and put them together. I think that is one of the major criteria. Second, response is structured, opening, body, conclusion. International speech, 7 minutes. This is a requirement. Don't think in table topic it's not. It is equally important. Though it is a 2-minute speech, we still give equal importance to opening, body, and conclusion. So organize your thoughts. The opening is very important. What stand you want to take, explain it in detail in your body, and don't touch the time limit in such a way that you come out without the conclusion. You must conclude by restating your views or calling for an action, whatever appropriate. Then, supported by relevant examples. Now, it's not just easy or enough to go on professing. Let me give you an example. Honesty is always expected, right? Honesty is a good thing to do. Now, when you say that honesty, we should always be honest in our lives, honesty is one of the core values, our teachers thought, our parents thought, thank you, thank you. Professing is good. but can you show an instance where honesty helped you? If you can talk of an example, or not only your example, it could have happened to anybody, your members of your family, friends, anywhere else. If you talk and give an example of how honesty helps or how honesty does not help. Honesty is the best policy, or if you're going against the topic, you can say honesty is not the best policy. But either way, if you can share an example, I think you nail the topic by getting maximum points on the speech development. And last but not the least in speech development is delivered smoothly. Try and see if you can organize your thoughts in such a manner that you are able to smoothly deliver. When you say smoothly, when you are at your opening, finish with your opening, continue with your body. Don't go to the conclusion abruptly and then again continue to add points. Now that is not the smooth. Similarly, the transitions which are also required in international speech are equally required here. So try and see if the speech can be delivered smoothly. Now let's go to effectiveness. How the response came across, whether the purpose is achieved, and did the speech relate directly to the topic. In any table topics contest, sometimes it must have happened when you must have felt, oh my God, this speaker did not address the topic properly. And how is he a winner? Correct? It does happen sometimes. And here is the place where you need to be conscious about this point. If the speaker is not addressing the topic directly, then under effectiveness, you will score down the speaker. Next, was the response clearly and logically presented as also direct? Again, we use different words, clearly, logically, used even in international speech. But I'm sure we all know with so much years of experience, there has to be no ambiguity about it. And it has to be logic. You can't just run something out of your mind and talk about it. Similarly, was the enthusiasm levels of the speaker? We all again clearly know that if the speaker is not enthusiastic about his speech, how the audience can get, much less the judges. So be enthusiastic about your speech, and this addresses 55% of the marks. Let us now go to the next, delivery. Delivery, as we can see here, 30% of the marks are allocated for delivery. And delivery consists of physical 15% and voice 15%. Under physical, the physical presentation responsible for an effective communication. How you present yourself, even if it is an online contest or what we used to do in-person contest, how you present yourself and how you're able to carry your physical impact on the stage. You must have heard comments like, you owned the stage. You know? Where does that come from? It comes from here. Speaker's appearance should reinforce his or her purpose. So when you are speaking, this should reinforce what you're trying to say. Body language, very important. Gestures, expression, and body positioning. Let show as much gestures as possible. Expressions, which means that you go with the flow of your talk. When you're getting angry, obviously your expression is different. When you get emotional, obviously it's going to be different. So use them. And effective use of and stay within designated speaking area. Equally important, we know the importance of this. Coming to the voice. Voice is the sound that carries the message, right? And let's be flexible. When you say flexible, moving from one pitch level to another for emphasis. When you want to emphasize a point, obviously either you go loud or you repeat it twice. These are the ways to do it. And the pitch of your voice, I assure you that this is the right way. Okay. Should have a variety of rate and volume. Volume, obviously, people have to hear you. Of course, you have microphone systems, but then sometimes you're without it. Even in online contests, sometimes the clarity of the voice may be missing. So ensure that you have done a proper check before you start. And the rate. Rate is again very important. You cannot speak every word in a very normal manner that you speak. Sometimes you go fast, sometimes you go slow. That gives you the impact to your speech. And last year, clearly heard and the words are easily understood. So don't be very, have a clear diction as far as possible. Of course, this is not something that you have a control on. You are what you are, but try to be as clear so that people hear you well, and don't use bombastic words again, as Balaji said. No need for that. As far as the words are easy and understood, I think you have served the purpose. And the last thing here, as you can see, is the language. And in the language, you have appropriateness, 10%. Appropriateness refers to the choice of words. Again, Balaji very clearly explained that relate to the speech purpose and to the particular audience hearing the speech. No need to repeat. Second one is language should promote a clear understanding of thoughts and should fit the occasion precisely. Both of them very important. They carry 10 marks. And last but not the least is the correctness, which has got the least, which is 5%, but equally important. Correctness of language ensures that the attention will be directed towards what you say and not how you say it. You make a mistake in you telling it, and people will start losing their mind. Oh my God, this man even can't speak proper English. And what you're saying will get missed, unfortunately. And proper use of grammar and correct pronunciation will show that speaker is the master of words that is being used. So at least have a free-flowing control on your English language so that you feel comfortable to do that. Again, on this ballot paper, I will not repeat. Both the previous trainers have repeated. Fill up all the points, don't leave any blank, and go ahead and give all the 3. Question and answer sessions probably we'll have late. I'm not sure how much I'm running on the time, unless I have some time now. It is green, so that means I do have a minute or 2. So let me change the pattern by asking 1 or 2 questions right away if somebody wants to ask.
Rajendra,
okay,
I think the
difficult to,
we will take it.
Difficult to get one. Okay, difficult to get one among the 400 odd audience that we have. I will just state one thing before I conclude. Be very conscious that this is a 2-minute speech, and focus totally on the speech. Not even 1 minute of distraction will do. In an international speech, when you have 7 minutes, possibly 10-20 seconds of a distraction here or there will not make too much of a difference. But in 2-minute speech, you can't afford to lose even 10 seconds because the speaker is moving at a fast pace and you need to catch all the points in order to mark their ballots very effectively. So please focus totally on that 2 minutes. And again, you have just 1 minute to mark the ballots, and then you have the next speaker. It goes so fast, within 20 minutes, the whole contest is over and you have no time to think and go back. So please focus on the speech and do the fair judgment. With this, I will end with a quote which says, the biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. And believe me, I would like to live under this illusion that the communication which I did now has really taken place. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Sujit.
Thank you very much, DTM Rajendra Verma. Thank you for your great words. Moving on, next up, we will have the humorous contest training. As I say, good things comes in small packages, but if these packages are so powerful, it will definitely tickle your funny bones. Recently, I saw him, the trainer, in king's costume, and he was mobbed by girls all around him. He is a celebrity, rather an Insta celebrity in his own rights. He is a trainer by profession, past CGD of District 105. Fondly, we call him VP. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome DTM VP Menon. Over to you.
Thank you, Sujil. The good thing about coming last is because a lot of stuff has already been covered. So I have less to do, which is a good thing. What I will do is, since time is limited, I will first focus on the judging sheet and then share some tips towards the end, depending on how much time is left. So I will just share this judging sheet here. Let me. Okay. Okay. So everybody is able to see the judging guide and ballot, right? Can somebody give me a, Sujil, can you give me a thumbs up? You can see it? Okay, great. So First of all, congratulations on having the intent to become judges and helping the Toastmasters fraternity by doing judging in the contest. Now, when it comes to humorous speech contest, the criteria and all is more or less similar to what Balaji mentioned about the international speech contest, with slight changes here and there. So overall, I'm sure all of you either have a hard copy of it or a soft copy of it, whatever it is. And there is some red lines coming on my screen. I don't know why, from me. So there are criteria. So if you look at the criteria, again, the three broad areas is content, delivery, and language. Yeah, and under each we have, different sub criteria. We will go through each of these in a while. So and the judging sheet, I'm sure all of you are now familiar how to use it, even the first timers. It's just about on the top you have the names for the contestants or the participants, and then you have 10 contestants you can fill in. If there are more than 10, you'll have to use another sheet or put some lines there to add the additional contestants, but most of the time it is limited to 10 or less than 10. And in terms of the bands for each scoring, so whether it is excellent, very good, good, fair, you have certain bands within which you can score that contestant based on your own judgment of how well they did for each of these sub criteria. The scoring is also there. Remember that you can't go beyond the scores which is maximum permissible within that criteria. So even if speech development you feel has been outstanding and you want to give them of 20, you can't, because it is limited to 15. So you have to score them. You can score them maximum 15. You can score them anything between 0 to 15. Yeah, but nothing more than 15. So each criteria is important. A person cannot be a winner if they are excellent in one criteria but didn't do too well in the other. It's the overall scores that matter. It's the overall scores that matter. I will also not go into the method of judging. There are different methods of judging, but what works best for you. But as one of the other trainers mentioned, it's always good to take notes so that you can refer back to those notes. If you feel there have been 2 or 3 contestants who are very close to each other, you go back to your notes, and sometimes you have a tie in your own judging points. To break that tie, you will have to go back to those notes and refer and then break that tie. So anyway, so this is the external structure of the judging sheet. And then when you come down, this top portion, of course, very confidential, it's just with you, is the bottom portion which you will tear and give it to the chief judge or the tally counter, whoever comes to collect this ballot from you. It should have 3 names, 3 unique names of 3 different participants. And like I said, if there is a tie in the total points that you get for maybe 2 participants, you'll have to break that tie based on your own judgment of who was better. So that's about it. Now let's go back to the judging criteria. Now, when we come to the judging criteria for the humorous speech contest, it all starts with content, which is 55 marks in total, and under which there is speech development, which has 15 marks. Now, when it comes to speech development, what you're looking for is how well did the speaker or the contestant put ideas together so that the audience is able to understand it very easily. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Did they complicate matters where the audience is wondering what are they speaking about? Or did they put it so simply that audience is just able to go with the flow? Yeah, that's very important. It has to be it has to be structured around a purpose, whatever that purpose may be. Maybe to entertain it, maybe to inspire it, maybe to whatever is the purpose. It has to be around a specific purpose. And should have a structure which includes an opening body and conclusion, which is common theme across all the 4 contests. Did the contestant immediately engage the audience? From the point they started, from the moment they started speaking, from the first word, first line, were they able to grab the audience attention and move forward towards that purpose, that conclusion which they had in mind? And with relevant examples, illustrations, facts, figures, anecdotes, stories, personal experiences, all these things matters. And the smoothness with which they did those transitions. Now, when we come to effectiveness, which has got about 10 points, it is about the audience reaction to the speech. Yeah, how well did the audience react? Now, I know in physical contest versus online contest, these are some challenges that the judges face in terms, because the audience, you can't see the audience when it is online. So these challenges are temporary and for a while, because we will, I'm sure, move into in-person meetings and contests very, very soon. So, but you can use your own judgment on how the speech came across. You know, what was your reaction to that speech? Did the speech, you know, directly relate to the purpose, whatever was the purpose of that? And in terms of audience interest, of course, if they're visible to you or through some reactions or whatever, you can try to gauge their interest. If it is in person, you can definitely gauge their interest by just watching the audience or seeing them laugh, seeing them smile, seeing them, you know, the faces, expressions, body language. There's so many things we can look at. And also the appropriateness to the audience, which also was mentioned by the previous trainer, very, very important, you know. Is it appropriate to the audience, especially in contest, it is Toastmasters. So is it appropriate to the Toastmasters fraternity? In terms of speech value, which has about 15 points, was it something meaningful and original? Yeah. So something personal story, something meaningful to the audience, or was it some stuff which the audience would not have cared about? So how relevant was the topic? And of course, again, coming back to the audience response to the speech, since it's a humorous speech, this is where did the humor come through effectively? Did the audience find it humorous? You know, did they react to that humor? Yeah, how was the humor packaged? You know, all these things are good. Was there some creativity in the way they delivered that humor? Yeah. Then when we come to delivery, which is the next major criteria, it has about 30 points, under which there are 3 sub-criteria, which is one is the physical presentation with 10 points. It's about the body language. It's not just about what they said, it's also about how they said it. Yeah. So body language should support the points through, you know, facial expressions, your stage movements, your you know, whatever you can bring in to add value to that story that the speaker is saying. Also, use of the speaking area matters. In online, of course, I mean, the facial expressions you can see, very, very visible. Body language, maybe some hand gestures, maybe because you're not seeing the full body, so, and they have to be restricted to in front of the camera. So all these challenges you need to keep in mind as a judge. But if it is in person, you don't have to worry about all this. In terms of voice, which has about 10 points, again, the volume, the pitch, you know, the highs and the lows, you know, how did they play with their voice throughout the speech? How did they use voice when there were characters in their stories, and were they able to modulate their voice based on the characters of how they spoke, etc., etc. Was the voice clearly heard? Was everybody able to hear them, you know, clearly, and also easily understand? Or did the audience, did you have to strain your ears to listen to what they were saying? All these things matter within that voice. And in terms of the manner, it's about, you know, the enthusiasm. Did they come with some, you know, and that you can feel it. I mean, even if you don't see the speaker, you can still feel the enthusiasm from their voice and from their delivery, you know. So how enthusiastic were they? And then we come to the last criteria, major criteria, which is the language, which again is almost common across all the contest. So appropriateness of language, which is 10 points, the choice of words, you know, the choice of words. How well did they play with words? How creative were they with the use of words? It was the words very simple to understand. You know, you don't have to use like we always blame that poor guy Shashi Tharoor. Whenever it comes to complicated language, that guy gets a hit. So, using complicated or words or complex words doesn't mean that they have a good command in language. In public speaking, it's all about, no, it's not about you, it's about the audience. So how well did you use language, which made it very easy for them to understand what you're saying. A language should promote clear understanding of thoughts and should fit the occasion precisely. And then, of course, correctness of language is about grammar, pronunciation. So how well did they use grammar? How well was the pronunciation, done, etc. I am now going to stop this sharing, and I'm going to speak to you now. So this is about the judging, the ballot itself and the judging criteria. Now, there's few things that I wanted to speak to you about. I just got a few more minutes to go. So the question is, what is judging? So judging is a subjective process that we try to make objective. Yeah. And how do we make it objective? By sticking to the judging criteria, which is from Toastmasters International. Yeah. Now, most important part as a judge is, what is the intent? That's the most important thing. What is the intent of you being a judge? And the intent has to be very clear. I am there to, out of these 5, 6, 10 speakers, my intent is to choose the best. And choose the best, not on my whims and fancies or guesswork, but choose the best based on these criteria. I need to give them 3 winners, 1, 2, 3, based on these criteria. That's all. And that should be the only intent you should have as a judge. Balaji already spoke about, some of the barriers to objectivity or barriers in judging, etc. So I'm not going there. Few things that I would like to speak about is, very important again, although the other trainers have mentioned it, very important to, the first thing you do when you get the ballot sheet is to sign. Yeah, don't keep it for the last, because I've seen many, I've been a chief judge and I've had experience of some of the best judges giving me their ballot sheet, but there is no signature. And I'm forced to, not use it. It's wasted. So that should be very important. Give 3 names, hand over to the CJ, like I said, top portion confidential, keep it with you, carry it with you, destroy it. Judging is not evaluation, and that's very clear. Yeah, we are here not to evaluate the speakers, but to judge them. Method of using, of course, like I said, very different techniques can be used. What works for you works for you. Use that, but do enter the scores. Yeah, don't do guesswork. Don't just have those notes and then decide. To enter those scores in your ballot sheet. That's very, very important. Judging criteria is all that matters. Nothing else matters. Stay within the allocated scores for each criteria. Don't do your own, mathematics on that. And your opinion about what the speaker said does not matter. Yeah, you agree with it, you don't agree with it, doesn't matter at all. The last word of advice before I stop is, don't take yourself or the judging seriously. Yeah, don't get a feel that the Supreme Court of UAE has appointed you as a judge. No, you're just doing a role for for maybe a couple of hours. You're not a judge of the Supreme Court. Yeah, so don't take it so seriously. It's just a role. Do it, enjoy it, have fun. But whatever you do it sincerely. Let it come from the heart. Let the intent be clear. And that's the only thing that is required to be a good judge. Just a basic understanding of the rules, understanding of the judging criteria, and a clear intent. With that, you will all be fantastic judges. If there is anything else you want to discuss, you keep it for the question hour, or do feel free to get in touch with me anytime you want to. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sujil.
Thank you, DTM VP, for sharing the fine things on judging. Definitely, we'll be getting back to you later in the afternoon. So I hope all the judges and the senior judges and would-be judges, you had something to think about, ponder about. A wonderful 1 hour we have spent. And I think it is our duty to show appreciation for the 4 master trainers. Since we don't have I think the speakers are on mute. Let us show the appreciation by reactions, please. Let's do that. Once again, thank you, all the master trainers. We'll be hoping to see you back in the afternoon session. Now, we need to take the session forward. The next up, we have the mock contest. To handle the session, we have, I would say, an Energizer Bunny. She is full of energy. I don't know, she works from morning 8 to evening 10, whatever it is. She's a banker by profession. She loves reading, traveling. She's 2+ years in Toastmasters. And I think the most important feather on her hat is she is the president of Dubai Toastmasters Club, which is a legacy club in this part of the world. And she believes one should never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster DB. Over to you, DB.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sujal, for that warm and bright introduction this morning. And respected dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, good morning to you all. And a very, very special good morning to my contestants today. It is my privilege to be the co-host and the contest chair for the mock speech contest that we're having today at the judges training. So participants and contestants and everyone, do you know what is special about today, 22nd October? You can chat, you can put it in the chat, or I think you can't speak. 22nd October. Well, it's the official anniversary of Toastmasters International. So happy anniversary, my Toastmasters family. And you know what? It is also a National Make a Difference Day. So I hope that this training, and I'm sure that this training will definitely make a difference in your lives and in the lives of all the contestants who are going to participate in the future. So let's move on and let's begin with our international speech contest. For that, can I have the Zoom master get all the international contestants on the screen? And for the evaluation contestants, you all do have a surprise. So please keep your pen, papers handy with you all. So can we have all the contestants? Yes, we have our contestant number 1, Distinguished Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer. And we have the second contestant, international contestant, Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale. So the contestants have been briefed on the timings and the rules of the contest. And since this is a mock contest, we're not going to be repeating this again. We have 2 contestants today, Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer and Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale. So I request all the contestants to be ready with your speaking positions. Can we have the first contestant spotlighted only? Okay, thank you, Zoom Master. So I will introduce the contestant with the speech title and the name speech title. And I will ask you something to check whether you're audible, visible. Knowing me, I would like to see if you're movable also, like, make you do some dance or something. But in the interest of time, I will not do it today. So Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer, repeat after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today. In that full action, okay, enthusiasm. Zoom Master, can you unmute the contestant, please?
You should be able to hear me now.
Yes. Good morning, Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer. Repeat after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yeah, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Awesome. I confirm you are audible, visible, and movable. So let's begin. Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer, sum total, Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer. Over to you, Toastmaster Hariharan Iyer.
We are the sum total of all the teachings that are given to us by our parents. I'm sure many of you would agree with me in this as well. Let me tell you, when I was 14, I had 2 learnings that came my way that have stayed with me till this date and have defined who I am. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, wish you all a good morning in the UAE and good afternoon in India though. The year is 1992, and my father decides to take a career jump. The jump happens, and actually we move from one city where he was working earlier, known as Belgaum, which is in the southern state of Karnataka in India, to another state, which is also in the south of India, which is known as Goa, which I'm sure many of you would already know. They say in India, with every 100 kilometers, you find three things that change: climate, culture, and creed. I moved 200 kilometers, so naturally there would be some change. And I can tell you, the change was terrific. My father moved into this new place in Goa and got me admitted into a school there as well. Very, very specifically, and must I say, clearly do I remember the first day when I went to school. My father dropped me off the gates and introduced me to the principal. The principal, along with the class teacher, walked me to the class, and the principal introduced me in front of the entire class. I must tell you, when I left Belgaum, I left my friends, I left my schoolmates, I left my birthplace. That means my entire world was Belgaum for me till that very day. After being introduced, I'm assigned a seat. I went and sat at the desk. The entire day passed off with none of the students in the class trying to speak to me. The next day, with a fair bit of reluctance, I walked into the class again. Somebody came to me and spoke to me in the local language in Konkani, and I can tell you I didn't understand it. Days passed by, and I can tell you I was struggling with no friends and no company. The stress levels had shot up. On the weekend, which was Saturday, we had half a school. When the bell went off, I noticed that somebody was making fun at me. That involved a brawl among us, and in the brawl, I punched one of the classmates hard in their stomach. What happened then? Very simple. The principal had summoned my father and me to his cabin. The very same day, after the meeting with the principal, my father drives me home in the car. And that night, while we sat at the dinner table, I can tell you, I feared my life the most. You must be wondering why, and I'll tell you why. My father, a tall, dark, young, handsome-looking gentleman with a deep voice, was an ultimate disciplinarian. He ruled with an iron fist. That day, at the dinner table, my father said to me, he said, "Son, what is the reason you reacted in such an acidic fashion?" I feared the most because I knew I'm going to get a pasting of my life. However, that day was something different. I told my father, "Dad," in a meek voice, "let's go back to Belgaum." My father immediately said, "Son, you are in a new place in Goa and this is your home. That's it." I did not know what to say from there. But my father asked me the next question. "What is the reason, son, that you want me to do this?" I said to my father, "Dad, I have no friends. I have no company." My father said to me, "Son, I don't know how to get you friends, but I can give you one secret today that will help you make friends all your life." I said, "What is that, Dad?" And he said, "Son, remember when you're angry, anxious, and agitated, you need to do three things. First, stop what you're doing. Second, breathe. And third, think." So my immediate retort to my father was, "How do you do it?" And he said, you're eating now, just drop what you're doing. Just don't do anything. That is stopping. Close your eyes and with me, inhale deep and hold on to your breath until I tell you. So I inhaled and held on to my breath. He counted from 10 to 1 on the count of every second. Then he asked me to exhale and said, that is breathing. Once that was done, he said, now your mind is calm. Think how you need to respond. After a momentary silence, my mother appeared, a short, frail, fair-looking lady. In her meek voice or soft voice, she said, son, remember, when you deal with yourself, always use your brain. When you deal with others, use your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, those 3 things that I learned that day did not actually get me friends. They helped me forge long-term relationships. They helped me forge relationships that have remained with me for over 20 years today that I can proudly say. However, must I tell you, this best method to use when you are angry, agitated, and absolutely aggressive is stop, breathe, think. Dealing with yourself, use your brain. Dealing with the others, use your heart. That were my teachings. What are your teachings? Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hariharan. Let's give him a round of applause. And since this is a judges training and the ballot sheets have already been shared in the chat, participants, please use this 30 seconds to mark your ballots. Timer, please let us know once 30 seconds are up. Once again, participants, please use this time to mark the ballots that have been already shared in the chat earlier. Okay, I think it was more than 30 seconds. It was 1 minute given to all the contestants. Now let's move on. So can we have all the evaluation contestants on the screen, please? Zoom Master, can we have all evaluation contestants? Can we have them all spotlighted? Yes. Good morning, evaluation contestants. So this is your surprise. We will not be having a mystery speaker, but you will be evaluating the international contestant number 2. Okay, so keep your eyes on the speaker, your ears on the speaker, and your hands on the notes to take down notes. Wishing you all good luck. And then once the speaker finishes, the Zoom master will take you all to the breakout room where you all will write down your notes. So let's get going. Let's call our second international contestant, Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale. Zoom master, can we spotlight our second international speech contestant, Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale. Good morning, Toastmaster Ashish. I hope you can see the timer. I hope you can see me. Zoom master, please unmute the contestant. Yeah, thank you very much. Good. Okay, awesome. Now to check if you are visible and audible and movable, you need to say, yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Awesome, Toastmaster Ashish. Good to go, audible, visible, and very movable. So moving ahead, it is Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. Toastmaster Ashish Gokhale, over to you.
When I was in college, I remember the days before my examination. I used to start my preparation about a month in advance by planning for the next 1 month. Very happy that I have done my bit by making a plan. I will start studying tomorrow. That tomorrow never came. 15 days went by and I realized I have not studied anything. So I did something. I replanned my schedule for the next 15 days. 15 days became 7 days. 7 days became 1 day till things came up to here. I realized no more planning. I had to sit the whole night, prepare for the exam next day, go take the exam under tremendous pressure, and of course, come up with a performance which was way below my par. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I want to share my experience of being a chronic procrastinator, someone who pushes things tomorrow. I have been going through this throughout my life, so I have researched quite a bit on it. So, as per social blogger Tim Urban, my mind is like a monkey. 2 weeks back, when our division director asked me if I could do this speech during the judges training, yes, why not? I took up that challenge. I said, let's work tomorrow. On the weekend, I will make a nice, impactful speech. On the weekend, I sat in the afternoon on my laptop thinking about my speech. There, my monkey in the mind wakes up. Ting, comes a notification on my phone. I have booked tickets for the movie Black Adam on the coming weekend. The monkey tells me, Ashish, just go onto YouTube and look at the trailer for Black Adam. Just 3 minutes. I take up my laptop, go into YouTube, watch the trailer of Black Adam. Just 3 minutes. But then that YouTube pulls me into its deep spiral. I click on one video after the other. 2 hours later, I wake up out of my trance and I'm watching an interview with a Korean pop band. There goes my speech out of the window. So how do I get things done with this monkey mind? There, I have a few friends. These friends wake up yesterday when our MC just messaged me, hey Ashish, trust you're ready, all the best for your speech. And I don't have a speech. There, my friends, they go as panic, stress, anxiety. They wake up and they force me to sit with a laptop. The speech, which took 2 weeks and nothing got done, gets done in 2 hours. So I always like to say that I work best when I'm under pressure. This has been going on throughout my life, in my work, in my family life, in my hobbies. I always love tomorrow. What's the problem with this? One is, of course, this puts tremendous stress. I keep on doing things under stress and they are suboptimal. But there is something unseen, which I just realized. We were a group of 5 friends in college who were very close. Last year, we decided to plan a reunion. We came up with ideas, planned, we will go to Goa, we will go to Bangkok, we will go here, we will go there. Nothing happened. Let's decide tomorrow. 1 year became 6 months. 6 months became 3 months. 3 months became 1 month. Last month, something happened. We lost one of us to a sudden heart attack. That reunion, which we were planning for last 1 year, will never happen again, because that tomorrow never come. That's when I realized the panic, which I treat as my friend, always comes up when there is urgency. But everything which is important may not be urgent. If I have to take care of my health when I am healthy, it is important. I don't want to wait till some blood report shows up and makes it urgent. If I have to connect with my parents back home when they are good, it's important today. I don't want to wait till something happens to them tomorrow and it becomes urgent. I want to skill myself for my career in the future. I want to do it today because it's important. I don't want to wait in the future till I become redundant and it becomes urgent. So next time you want to do something and you say, I'll do it tomorrow. Think about it. Can you wait till tomorrow if that tomorrow never comes? Because sometimes tomorrow never comes. Over to you, Kaunish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. Round of applause for his speech. And participants, 1 minute for you to mark the judging ballots. Timer, please let us know once 1 minute is up. Thank you so much, Timer. Now moving ahead, can we have the Zoom masters to put all the evaluation contestants in a breakout room and confirm to me that this is done?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Can we have all the evaluation contestants put in the breakout room? They will, along with the Sergeant at Arms. Can you please put the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Inacio as well? They will have 5 minutes to write down their notes, after which they will stop. There might be a bit extra time in the breakout room, but that's okay. They can have fun there. But the time to write the notes is only 5 minutes.
May I request Toastmaster Shalini Menezes to join the breakout room?
Toastmaster Shalini Menezes, please join the breakout room.
All right. Yeah, we have moved all the participants to the breakout room.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Zoom Master. Now moving ahead, another surprise. We were supposed to have the evaluation, then the table topics. Now it's time for the table topics contest. So can we have all the table topic contestants spotlighted, please? Zoom Master, can we have all the table topic contestants spotlighted? We are now going to begin the table topic contest. I think we have another 1, 2 to go. One more contestant to go. Good morning, table topic contestants. Is Toastmaster Razlan here? Okay, let's move ahead. Calling out for Toastmaster Razlan, who was supposed to be the table topic contestant number 5. If you're not here in the next 10 seconds, okay, there you are. Okay, awesome. So good morning, my lovely table topic contestants. Now we will begin the table topic contest. And before that, I would request the Zoom master to put all the table topic contestants in another breakout room, barring table topic contestant number 1, Nasreen. Leave Nasreen here and let the others move in the table topic breakout room. Wishing you good luck, table topic contestants. Zoom master, please confirm to me once all have been put in the breakout room, except table topic contestant number 1, Toastmaster Nasreen Ali.
Sure.
Thank you.
Contestant, we have moved all the participants to the breakout
Brilliant,
room.
Zoom master, amazing job, and thank you so much. Now, Toastmaster Nasreen Ali, are you all ready? Okay, great. Zoom master, can you unmute table topic contestant number 1?
Good morning, President Dewey.
Good morning. So I'll need to check whether you're audible, visible, movable. So for that, I want you to say, yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Awesome, Toastmaster Nasreen, you are audible, visible, very clear. So I have 3 chips with me, 1, 2, and 3. Choose either of the number and that will be the table topic question for today.
I will choose number 2.
Number 2, okay. So we will start. Your question is, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Nasreen Ali, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Over to you. I hope you can see the timer.
No, I cannot see it.
The timer is pinned on top.
No, I cannot see it.
If you put it on gallery view, you'll be able to see the timer pinned up.
I put gallery view, but still no timer.
So Master, can you assist here?
It must be there on the top left. If she's
Okay,
not,
I can see it now. Now it's blue, right? Correct.
Right,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's a blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So once again, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Nasreen Ali. Toastmaster Nasreen Ali, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Over to you.
Yes, I believe that impromptu speaking must be taught in school, because this will help the students to develop this skill. This will help them to give them also more confidence as children and also as adults, especially that in the age of childhood, where children are between 2 and 10 years. This is the time where they are developing their personality, and they're finding their place sort of in their family, in the society, within their school friends. And so this can be a valuable skill for them that can boost their self-confidence, whether as a child or even more in their life as an adult. And this can also help them to give them a sense of more self-worth, more self-esteem, as they will feel confident in themselves, and they will be able to address any situation that comes to them, or any question, or especially in their work life or during the interview process, for example, where the candidate doesn't really know which question he's going to be asked. So I believe that it's a skill that will really help them in their life as a child and also as adult. Over to you, President Dewey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasreen. And can we have 1 minute silence for all the participants to mark their ballots? Timer, please let me know once 1 minute is up. And Zoom Master, you can get the second contestant ready in the meantime. Thank you so much, timer, Navindo. And can we have Zoom Master? Can we have the second contestant spotlighted, please? Good morning, Toastmaster Anisha.
Good morning.
Okay, first of all, can you see the timer?
I can't.
It will be pinned on top. The timer is pinned on top if you are in the gallery mode.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So let me check if you are audible, visible. So for that, you need to say, yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Amazing, I love the energy. So let's begin. The question for you is, Toastmaster Anisha, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Anisha, over to you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Do I think if impromptu speaking should be taught in school? The answer is a very vehement yes. I will list out the reasons why. Impromptu speaking allows the speaker to put into words what they have thought of in a structured manner in a short period of time. Now, impromptu speaking in table topics that we learn at Toastmasters, what does it help us learn? One, fast thinking, quick thinking on our feet. Two, to organize our speech in the short span of time, 10 seconds, 20 seconds that you get. Three, to formulate a body that is opening body, your justification, supporting your view, and a conclusion, followed by reinforcing the view. Now, when we joined Toastmasters, in my case, I joined Toastmasters when I was in my 30s, well into my 30s. And impromptu speaking on a Toastmaster forum helped me in not only structuring my thoughts, but also in communicating effectively, in delivering my thoughts across to the audience in an effective manner with body language and gestures. Now, this was something that I hadn't learned at school. So if you ask me if I had learned these skills while at school, it would have helped me in my professional journey, even in my personal journey. So if I would want my children to learn this at a school level, yes, definitely impromptu speaking. The earlier you learn, the better it is, because it inculcates discipline. How you weed out unwanted thoughts, how you come up with the gist of what you want to convey to your audience, and how you do it in an effective manner in a short period of time. So yes, I would strongly support the view that impromptu speaking should be taught in schools. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anisha. Can we have 1 minute for all the participants to mark the judging ballot? Timer, please advise once 1 minute is up. And Zoom Master, please get contestant number 3 ready. Thank you so much, Timer. And let's welcome our third contestant, Toastmaster Vinod Panikar. How are you, Toastmaster Vinod?
All set and ready.
Okay, awesome. Now repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Brilliant, love the energy. So I can confirm that you are audible, visible. Can you see the timer pinned?
Yes.
Awesome, great. So Toastmaster Vinod Panikar, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Vinod Panikar, over to you.
3 years ago, when I was with my daughter, practicing for my impromptu speaking skills, because that year I was competing in DTAC. So I used to practice every day for 90 minutes. And when I used to drop my daughter to the school bus, I used to practice with her impromptu speaking for 15 minutes. Today, after 3 years, I am suffering the effect of that. Ladies and gentlemen, contest chair, I would say impromptu speaking should be part of school curriculum, because not only it makes your child sharp, not only your child, anybody's child, it will make everybody's brain sharp. It will prepare you for the real world. Do you know that IIT Rourkela has mandated that it will have an impromptu class for their IIT graduates, and it happened few years ago. I am a big believer of impromptu speaking, and whatever I am today, it is because I learned this specific skill. So schools, if they make sure that they can teach impromptu speaking to each and every student, imagine how the world will change. The student can process their ideas quickly. The students can speak what is in their mind even without preparation. The student will be shyless. They don't need to hide behind their emotions, whether I should speak or not, because once you start practicing impromptu speaking, you may just fear 1, 2, or 3 times, but once you overcome that, I can tell you, you can succeed anywhere in life. And I have given an entire 5 hours training just half an hour before when I came to know that I had to give this training, thanks to the impromptu skill. So I would encourage every school to implement this impromptu speaking, and I'm a strong believer that every school in the world should do that. Thank you, and over to you, Contest Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod Panikar. Timer, can we have 1 minute for the participants to mark their ballots? And Zoom Master, please keep our next contestant number 4, ready. Timer, let us know once 60 seconds are up. Thank you so much, Timer, and welcome our table topic contestant number 4, Toastmaster Poonam. Toastmaster Poonam, please repeat after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmaster anniversary today.
Brilliant, you're clearly audible, visible. Now let's begin. Toastmaster Poonam, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Poonam, over to you.
Thank you. School is where children grow up with a lot of culture and values. School is where children are taught from A to Z about everything that they need to know in life with a lot of knowledge added to it. It's backed by a lot of information and it's backed by a lot of proven value systems and the historic stories. But at the same time, school is also where the children have their personalities built up through their school life, throughout their school life. So when they are growing up and they are meeting different people, they're also having conversations. And yes, I believe that in school, it is imperative that they should teach impromptu speaking, because it will not only help them in their careers ahead, but it will also help them to be the confident person they would want to be when they come out of the school and go to the college. They will also be able to structure their conversations better. They can also be improving on their communications better. So yes, school is where a child is nurtured to become who he is. And that's why impromptu speaking should be a part of school curriculum. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam. Timer, please let us know when 30 seconds are up for the participants to mark their ballots. And in the meanwhile, Zoom Master, can you get the last contestant, Toastmaster Resilient, ready? Thank you so much, Timer. And good morning, Toastmaster Reslin, our table topic contestant number 5.
Unmute. I just had to unmute myself. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Okay, brilliant. Now please repeat after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today, 98 years.
Super, super brilliant. Love that energy. So I can confirm you're clearly audible and visible. So let's begin. Toastmaster Reslin, do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Do you think impromptu speaking should be taught in school? Yes or no, and why? Toastmaster Reslin.
Very good morning to one and all, especially to our lovely, vibrant contest chair that is a very good example of what impromptu speaking is all about. I never once saw her referring to a notes or anything like that. So you can see it's a skill set. So is that skill set something that's innate, or is that skill set something that can be taught? Contest chair, judges, fellow Toastmasters, a very good morning. I am an educator by trade. I am also a communications practitioner. And let me say this once and for all. Impromptu speaking should be encouraged, should be practiced, and should be supported. Encouraged, practiced, supported in schools. Whether or not you should teach impromptu speaking, that is a completely different question. For me, I feel not so much the teaching of it, but the encouragement of it. Why do I think that impromptu speaking should be encouraged? It helps students to have a sense of confidence. Why do I think it should be supported? It encourages students to share their ideas. Why do I think that it should be cultivated in school? Because it creates an environment of sharing in a very logical manner for which people will learn from each other. What can you actually teach about impromptu speaking? Honestly, nothing. Every time I've been asked to give a session on table topics and how to do it, there's only two things that I always say. Listen and speak from your heart. These are the only two things that I ever say to anybody. Do I teach them anything? No. But do I encourage them to listen? Do I encourage them to speak from their heart? Yes. So should it be taught? No. But it should be promoted. It should be supported. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rizlin. And can we have 60 seconds for all the participants to mark their ballots? And Zoom Master, can you please keep our evaluation contestant ready? In the interest of time, let's speed up matters.
Contest chair, shall we bring the first speaker into the main
Yes,
session?
please. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Zoom Master. Thank you so much, Timer. And after a wonderful table topic contest, now we move on to the evaluation contest. And we have our first evaluation contestant, Toastmaster Wenzel. Good morning, Toastmaster Wenzel. Zoom Master, can you unmute the contestant? Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, you're muted again.
I'm clicking on asking to unmute. Can you just accept the request? Yeah. It's getting muted by, if someone else is trying to unmute him, just please stop. Can you try once more? Accept the request.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, great. So, good morning, Toastmaster Wenzel.
Good morning.
I hope, can you see the timer?
Yes, on the first screen. Yeah.
Yes, great. Okay. Please repeat after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Fantastic. Love the energy, and I can confirm you're clearly audible and visible. So Toast contestant number 1, Toastmaster Wenzel Fernandez. Toastmaster Wenzel Fernandez, contestant number 1, over to you.
Tomorrow never comes. Good morning, contest chair, judges, fellow Toastmasters, and a very special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Ashish. You gave a brilliant speech that blew my mind on how to avoid procrastination. You had a message to the entire audience today. Indeed, you had humor as well as emotions presented in the speech. Now, what I like about your speech is that it was well crafted. The audience was aware of the speech, and there was a clarity and a message that you delivered. You were very comfortable moving up and down, front and back while delivering the speech. Yes, you set 2 examples on how a monkey, your friend that always helps you to delay your things when you have already planned 15 days ahead. Now, while you were giving a lot of pauses and you had this concentration on the speech, I felt in between you got distracted, wherein your eyeballs moved to the sideways, and then there was a long pause. So my recommendation, so all in all, your speech was, the quality of your speech here is a DTAC level speech, but I have some polishing to do with my recommendations. Now, you see, you had ample time, right? You finished your speech where there was amber, and you had introduced your friends on the second example. I would have wanted to see those 3 characters, probably 1 year while you're speaking on the phone and having a vocal variety. That would have had a more, that would have given a more, what you call the thing that we could have got into that speech. Second thing is that when you introduce anyone, there should be a vocal variety. All in all, you had a very good speech. You had this clarity and awareness, a message delivering. With these 2 recommendations, when you introduce a character, please bring them on the stage and get a vocal variety that would definitely take you to your DTAC level. I wish you all the very best, Toastmaster Ashish, and over to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wenzel. And now that all the participants have already got the hang of judging, I think 30 seconds should be enough, right? Toastmaster Navindu, our timer, please mark 30 seconds for participants to mark their ballots and let us know once 30 seconds are up. In the meanwhile, Zoom Master, please get the second contestant ready. Thank you, timer. And let's welcome evaluation contestant number 2, Toastmaster Preeti. Good morning, Toastmaster Preeti.
Good morning.
Can you see the timer pinned up on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Brilliant. You are clearly audible, visible, and energized. So Toastmaster Preeti, contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Preeti, over to you.
Can you wait till tomorrow if that tomorrow never comes? A very thoughtful speech, highly relevant to the audience, and how beautifully delivered by our speaker today. I think this is one such field, the procrastination, where we all need to wake up. And our speaker today did an excellent job and has totally shaken us, totally waken us to think about what we needed to think. Now, what hooked me to this speech was the way it was presented. I believe the best way to inspire people is share your personal experience. And he shared story 1, story 2, the learning he had from his personal experiences, the misses he had, and then finally the apt conclusion, very, very clear way of describing it. And today, what fascinated me today to his speech is first, the introduction. The way he created a scenery when I was in college. This first statement immediately took my attention and glued my eyes to the speech when he shared it. And then he proceeded with sharing his story number 1, talking about his speech, story number 2 when he talked about. That was so beautifully done. The monkey, the mind prompt, the character he gave for his mind prompt was totally awesome. And it immediately hooked us to his speech. The third thing, the structure of the speech, the story 1, the story 2, the learning he had, and then the conclusion. And finally, the call to action, a very, very clear call to action that you do not wait until tomorrow for anything that needs to be done today. Now, what could have been a little better is the unnecessary pauses, a very, very short pauses, you can say as a comma pauses, which I felt it was too much there in the whole speech, which was interrupting the flow of the speech. And the second is the expression and voice modulation. When you were not prepared for your speech, or when your friend had a heart attack. I would have loved to see that little bit of expression and the voice modulation. Overall, an excellent speech, very well organized, structured, relatable speech. But if you could improve on a little expressions and your voice modulation at some places, you are bound to rise and shine. All the best to the speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Preeti. Timer, please mark 30 seconds for participants to mark their ballots. And Zoom Master, please keep our contestant number 3 ready. Thank you so much, Timer, and welcome our evaluation contestant number 3, Toastmaster Smitha. Toastmaster Smitha, can you see the timer?
Yes.
Okay, great. Repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Brilliant. You're clearly audible, visible, and energized. Toastmaster Smitha, contestant number 3. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Smitha, over to you.
Yes, tomorrow never comes. Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish, for bringing us, for reminding us that poignant reality of our life. Yes, that distance between 2 weeks and 2 hours may never be traversed. For me, the speech spoke on 3 fronts. The connect. Sometimes half of the job is done when a catchy title is chosen, and that's what happened here. Tomorrow never comes immediately intrigued me. Second, the construct itself. Personal anecdotes, stories never fail to engage us, never fail to remind us of our own realities. 3, the confidence that speaker brought by trying to use that subtle sense of humor, that self-deprecating humor in his speech, especially in that opening of his childhood experience. All these 3 factors came together and beautifully got across the message that it's time that we need not wait for some external motivations to take action now. Yes, again, tomorrow never comes. Since we all want this important message to reach much, much larger, wider audience, here are these tiny 3 tips, recommendations to take that message across more effectively. And these are 1, reorganization, recalibration, and reiteration. Reiteration, you had, Toastmaster Ashish, you had a brilliant title, working title. Tomorrow never comes. And I would use that at every juncture of the speech, especially during a childhood experience, especially during that a friend experience, and especially to make the closing more impactful at the takeaway message you had for us. I would reiterate that message, that line as much as possible. Second, I would reorganize the sequence of your stories to set the context right at the beginning. We all get that 1 minute at the beginning to grab your audience attention. I would bring your friend's experience from the word go. That would instantly set the premise for us about what the speech is going to be of. Third, I would recalibrate my expressions a little more to suit the content. All in all, keep connecting to us with these brilliant thought-provoking messages. We need more of them. Just use these 3 tips, recalibrate your speech a little bit, and your message will reach far, far wide, to the far, far wide audience. Contestants, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smitha. Timer, please give us 30 seconds for the participants to mark their ballots. And Zoom Master, please get our last contestant ready. Thank you, Timer. And welcome to our fourth contestant, Toastmaster Shalini Menezes. Good morning, Toastmaster Shalini.
Good day, Toastmaster TV.
Oh, yes, it's day now. Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Please repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
I can confirm you're clearly audible, visible, movable. Now let's begin. Toastmaster Shalini Menezes, contestant number 4. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Shalini Menezes. Over to you.
If tomorrow never comes. This speech by Toastmaster Ashish took me back to this beautiful song. And I know one thing, during stress, I perform the best because I am a procrastinator. Show of hands from those who are on screen who are with me and procrastinators. Yes, there are quite a few. And Toastmaster Ashish, thank you for connecting me with something that is so personal to me. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, judges, contestants, and all present on screen. You began with a very beautiful set of stories and took us all through your journey, right from the time you were in school preparing for your exams and how procrastination took charge of you when you had a plan in place and that moved from a month to days to finally a day and you had to force yourself to prepare, onwards to getting your speech ready. And when you were told by your friend to just watch 3 minutes of that trailer, Black Adam, and how that 3 minutes took you into a 2-hour session on YouTube, again, procrastination took over. To finally, when you had your school reunion and that 1-year plan, alas, from months to days and finally never materialized. So these 3 instances proved that Toastmaster Ashish is a procrastinator, and the quote by Tom Herbal, which said, "The mind is like a monkey," made sense as he took us on through his journey. If I were you, I would have done this speech in a little different way. You are a storyteller and you had such beautiful stories to make us believe and understand what procrastination did to you. You could have begun. It was the year 1998. I was a small boy in school preparing for my exams. That sentence would have teleported me right from Dubai into your school, wherever that was. The second instance was, you had so much room for bringing in tone versatility, where you said, that took me into a trance. Or, alas, that reunion will be no more. And finally, you had beautiful sentences like everything important is not urgent. I was waiting to know more. What was that going to be all about? But I didn't get it. As a call to action, I would have loved to hear more about how procrastination could be better. Overall, a great speech, great storytelling, work on your tone, and you will be a great speaker in time to come. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalini. And that concludes our evaluation contest. And timer, please give us 30 seconds for the participants to mark their ballots. And Zoom Master, please get the humorous speech contestant number 1 ready. Thank you so much, Timer. And let's begin the humorous contest speech. And to begin with, we have our first contestant, humorous speech contestant number 1, Toastmaster Misha. Good afternoon, Toastmaster Misha.
Good afternoon.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see timer.
Brilliant. Please repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmaster anniversary today.
Brilliant. I love the energy. I confirm you're audible, visible, and energized and ready to tickle a funny bone. Toastmaster Misha Kurukchin, don't be upset. Don't be upset. Toastmaster Misha Kurukchin, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, honored judges, good afternoon. Have you ever been in conflict situation? I'm sure you've been. Did you like it? I'm not sure. Maybe you were even upset. Let's talk about conflicts today. My grandpa once told me a joke. A wise man was asked what his secret being in harmony and in happy. And he answered, I never argue. And the asker said, but this is impossible. Okay, this is impossible if you think so. So while I was a kid, I realized that I like it. Not arguing and avoiding the conflict is a very good strategy. Until one day I had to stand up for my rights against bullying. Reasonable arguments, followed by screaming, didn't work. And I found a straightforward but effective way how to resolve the conflict. That was a punch in the face. Boom. A punch in the face worked perfectly for a certain time. No one argued with me any longer until I was punched back in my face twice harder by a karate boy. And my grandma told me, Misha, do not be upset. Nobody will pay you for that. And she told me a story about the farmer who was going to sell his donkey to a rich man. The farmer took the money, but he could not deliver the donkey because the donkey died on the way. The rich man asked to return his money, and the farmer said, I'm already spent it. Well, the rich man asked to bring the dead monkey anyway. And sometime after, the farmer asked the rich man, what did he do with the dead monkey? And the rich man said that he arranged a lottery and he sold 1,000 tickets to people, and he earned a lot of money, more than he paid for the donkey. And jackpot was a donkey. And farmer asked, what happened to the winner when he realized the monkey is dead? And rich man said, well, he was upset for sure, and I had to return him his money for the lottery ticket. Ha, I got it. Smart solutions works better than fight. Mom, can I go to the nightclub? Yes, if father allows. Dad, can I go to the nightclub? Mother allows me. Why not? If mother allows, go. And that was an aha moment for me. I became an ambassador of smart solutions. And I felt so empowered. It worked everywhere. I was a retail salesman when I was a student. Misha, I want to buy 5 cell phones with alarm clocks feature. Sure, no problem. Here are your 5 phones. No alarms there, but there is wake up clocks on top, free of charge. Deal? Or another case. Hello, can I cancel my barbershop appointment? I will not be able to come. Yeah, sure, but we will charge you 100%. Okay, can I reschedule then? Yeah, sure. When is the best? And it's free of charge. Yeah, I felt I was unstoppable and unbeatable until one day I was robbed. Bad guys didn't want to talk or listen to my smart solutions. So I gave them money, and I was lucky they didn't do any other harm to me. And I was upset, I was frustrated, I was shocked. And my boss told me, Misha, you lost just money. Look, If you can resolve your situation with your money, it's not a problem. It's just expenses. And he told me a story about how he became a millionaire. He got married 3 times, but before that, he was a billionaire. Yeah. So as long as you can laugh, your rainy day becomes sunny, and you can resolve conflict situation humorously. There was a rush hour, and 2 ladies, bus was full of people, and 2 ladies were talking. Oh, I don't know what to do. I washed my hair in the morning, and now it sticks out in the different directions. And the bus stopped suddenly, and the lady stumbled off man's leg. Man was sitting just nearby. And she said, ouch, why did you spread your legs in the aisle? Oh, I'm sorry. I just washed them in the morning, and now they stick out in a different direction. I don't know what to do. You see, there was no conflict anymore. The bus were laughing out loud. And it seems like life wants to teach me, and give me a lesson that there is no one for all solution to resolve the conflict. Sometimes you have to avoid the conflict. Sometimes you have to find like smart solution. Sometimes just laugh about the situation. But sometimes you have to be ready to punch or to get punched back. Anyway, but just don't be upset. You will not get paid for that. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Misha. And timer, can we have 30 seconds for the participants to mark their ballots? In the interim, Zoom Master, please get our final contestant, Toastmaster Manisha, ready. Thank you so much, timer. Welcome to our final contestant for this session, our second contestant, humorous contestant, Toastmaster Manisha. Good afternoon, Toastmaster Manisha.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster DB. Am I audible?
Yes, can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now repeat the phrase after me. Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Yay, it's Toastmasters anniversary today.
Brilliant. I can confirm you're clearly audible, visible, and energized. So let's begin. Toastmaster Manisha, the chosen one, Toastmaster Manisha, over to you.
Has anyone over here ever thought about God? Or most importantly, how does God deal with our problems? The amount of troubles that we share, the complaints, the banters, demands, how does he de-stress himself? I always think, does God actually meditate, or does he take deep breaths like us? Or maybe he watches comedy shows. I bet you, most of you must have never thought about this. But you even know God has a great sense of humor and works in different ways. So I think he has created a set of people at which he looks and he says, look at this one, messed it up again. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and judges. I'm Manisha Salman. I'm presenting my speech called The Chosen One. Well, I spoke about the special ones, remember? I think those are the people who are the chosen ones. And today, everyone who's present in this meeting, you all are super lucky because today you are meeting the one and only chosen one, your very own Toastmaster Manisha. Thank you. I'm so honored. Wait, you guys don't believe me? What's with that expression? You know what? I'll share my story now. And you judge not just my speech, but even judge if I'm the chosen one or not. So since birth, I have been an ABCD. I have born confused DC. Imagine what impact it had on me. Specifically, in 2006, 1st June. No. Let's start from 31st May, midnight. I was preparing for my ultimate exam, the IGCSE, the perfect Desi goal. While I was studying at midnight, I was too tired. So I will wake up in the morning and I'll study. And you bet, I woke up by 5 a.m. and I started watching TV because I was tired, so I wanted to refresh. I watched KBC, I watched Eminem, I watched Shakira, and Shakira motivated me to go and play some songs and dance a little bit. As I danced, I started feeling hungry. I made the breakfast of a king, and that was my Choco Pops. That moment I was thinking, Amma will be so proud today. Manisha woke up early, she studied. Oh my God, Manna, you're just like me. I'm so proud of you. What should I do at that time? Should I cry or will I just smile when she says things like that? Anyhow, let me start studying. As I started studying, I was going through the pages and I came across something called the timetable. And it said 1st June 2006, economics paper 1, 9 a.m., 2 hours. Economics paper 2, 2 p.m., 2 hours. I rolled that paper like a boat and let the ship sail. Hey, did I just say 1st June? No, it can't be 1st June, right? Remember we had that discussion that is 31st May? Oh my God. Oh my God, let me check my phone. Oh, my battery's low. Newspaper? I don't have newspaper at home. TV, the TV never lies to me. Oh no, it is 9 a.m. and 1st June. What do I do? With 20 dirhams in my pocket, can I go from Abu Shawara to Khawani? Impractical. My brother just got back from his night shift. Maybe I should reach out to him. I walked into his room. He was in deep sleep. I was buzzing around him like a fly, hoping that he just wakes up. I accidentally kicked him so that he wakes up. And finally, with his one eye open, what do you want? I miss my bus. I have an exam. He sprung on his feet and he ran all the way to the car. And I ran behind him. And behind me was my mom. You, Manisha, I will break your legs when you come back home. No, don't come back home. You're not my daughter. That's it. With that anxiousness, we reached school. I ran to the auditorium where the exam was being held. I banged the door. Thuk, thuk, thuk. Please let me in. Please let me in. The dean comes up. Hey, what's your problem? Go to principal. I ran to the principal. I told her my problem. She was a little confused. But then, God happened. God sent my favorite teacher inside that room. And she said, oh, Manisha, why are you crying? I said, exam. She said, principal, don't let her inside. Let her suffer today. Let her cry and then only she will learn a lesson. I was confused, but then I thought, I have anyway failed. What's the point of crying? I wiped my tears and I told the principal, ma'am, it's okay. I will prepare for the other exam. That moment, the principal and the teacher both were perplexed and confused. They're like, hey, has the trauma hit your head or what? Then they let me go and let me give me an exam. IGs happened. Then came the part of 2013 when I was giving interviews. I was desperately looking for a job and I nailed an interview. I got one interview and I prepared all night long. I woke up in the morning. The interview was in the evening with super excitement, with determination in my heart, with motivation in my mind. I entered the interviewer's room. I walked in and the interviewer was, hello, Manisha. Tell me something about yourself. That moment, something rose within me and it said, it was what? It was my stomach rumbling. I forgot to have my breakfast and lunch. I was so anxious. Every time he asked for experience, my stomach answered. He asked, what do you do? My stomach answered. That moment, after the interview, the interviewer said, thank you, but we have a food court downstairs. I believe I'm the chosen one because I can tickle God's funny bone. You tell me, do you think you're one of them too? Over to you, Devi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manisha. And let's have 30 seconds for the participants to mark their ballots. Thank you so much, Timer. Now that concludes our mock contest for today's judging training. Let's give a round of applause to all the contestants for their brilliant, brilliant performance. And with that, we move into a break. Please know that you need to come back by 1:15, okay, when we start the session, and we will adjust the timings accordingly and make sure that this session gets over at 3 p.m. So go take a break, move a leg, have your lunch, move around and come back. See you all at 1:15. Break time. Oh, just another important announcement. For all the clubs to get the Hall of Fame points, make sure that you all do attend the second session. The second session is very important. Calling out to all the influential area directors, influence your clubs, your teams, and make sure that everybody joins the second half, the most important half, to get this training and to get your Hall of Fame points. Okay, thank you so much and have a break and see you at the other end of the break.